On the edge of a lush green forest where tall trees whispered to the wind and colorful flowers bloomed in every corner, there lived a magnificent peacock named Pravin, admired by many for his dazzling feathers that glistened in the morning sun like a rainbow woven into silk, and every day he would strut through the meadows, spreading his tail wide to impress whoever looked at him, believing himself to be the most important bird in the forest. But not far from where he displayed his beauty lived a small, humble sparrow named Simi, who spent her days flying swiftly between branches, gathering food for her family, and singing simple, cheerful songs, never caring about how plain her feathers looked compared to the peacock's. Now, Pravin often teased Simi, saying, "Look at you, dull and brown. No one would ever admire you the way they admire me." And the sparrow, though hurt sometimes, only replied with kindness, "Feathers may be bright, but kindness makes a bird truly beautiful," which only made the peacock laugh louder. The other birds sometimes envied the peacock's beauty too, but they admired Simi's gentle nature and willingness to help anyone in need, whether it was guiding lost chicks back to their nests or sharing crumbs of food with those who had none. And so time passed with the peacock growing more arrogant by the day, while the sparrow remained humble and loved by many. Then one fateful morning, dark clouds gathered quickly over the forest and a fierce storm broke out with heavy rain, thunder shaking the sky and flashes of lightning illuminating the trees. And as the drops poured down, the peacock opened his feathers to shield himself. But soon he realized his grand plumage was a burden, for the rain soaked his long tail and made it heavy, pulling him down whenever he tried to fly. And though he flapped his wings desperately, the weight of his beauty kept him grounded, unable to escape the rising flood in the lowlands, while Simi, with her small and light body, darted easily between the trees, wings slicing the air swiftly, reaching the higher branches where she perched safely away from danger. And from there she noticed Pravin struggling, water rising around his legs, feathers dragging in the mud, pride replaced by fear as he cried, "Help me, someone, please help me." And hearing his cry, Simi did not laugh or ignore him, for her heart was kind and she could not leave anyone in trouble. So she flew back into the storm, calling out, "Follow me, Pravin. Flap smaller and stronger. Don't spread your tail, lift your wings higher." And though exhausted, the peacock listened, folding his feathers close, trying to move as the sparrow instructed. And slowly, awkwardly, he managed to lift himself just enough to reach a low branch, panting heavily, water dripping from his once glorious feathers, but safe at last. As the storm raged on, Simi guided him to a hollow in a tree where other small birds were sheltering, and though he was ashamed, the peacock was also grateful, whispering softly, "I laughed at you, I mocked you, yet you saved me when I could not save myself." And the sparrow only smiled and said, "It is not feathers or beauty that matter in the storm, but humility and kindness that carry us through." And when the storm ended and sunlight returned, the peacock's feathers were muddy and dull, no longer glittering as before, while Simi's feathers, though plain, shone with the warmth of respect from every bird who had seen her bravery. From that day on, Pravin stopped mocking others, realizing that beauty was a gift, but not a strength, and he began to use his charm to spread joy instead of arrogance, dancing not to show off but to entertain the chicks and cheer the flock. And the sparrow, as always, remained humble, flying from branch to branch with lightness, but now admired not just for her kindness, but for teaching even the proudest bird that humility is a greater treasure than beauty. And so the forest thrived with harmony, every bird learning that true greatness comes not from feathers that shine, but from a heart that helps. And thus the tale of the proud peacock and the humble sparrow was told again and again among the animals, as a lesson for generations, reminding all who heard it that pride makes one heavy, but humility makes one soar.